See, when John Horse went west and fighting out there with his little band of black Indians, they had to fight not only the Indians and whites all those years, but they had to fight the United States Army. But they never caught and beat John Horse. So John Horse finally went into Mexico. When he went into Mexico, he ran into something that was very important in Mexico. He ran into a black guy. His name was Vincent Guerrero. Very important. When you all start talking about honoring Cinco De Mayo, I want you all to understand what you're doing out here and where all this stuff came from. He ran into a black guy named Vincent Guerrero. And Vicente Guerrero was a black man. And he had become the president of Mexico. He got elected president in 1826. Now, why is this important? Because I'm going back and talking about land again. Because when the Spanish started shipping blacks into the PD River, they also shipped almost 5 million black folk into Mexico and central United States. 5 million. They sent all those black slaves in there to dig in the mines for gold and silver. That was all. There's no such thing as a Mexican. You had Spaniards there who were running the country and dominating straight out of Spain. And at that time, when John Horse went in there, in Vincent Guerrero in 1826, he was an ex-slave who had worked with a priest called Diego. And they had a fight and been fighting with the Spaniards and finally took over the government. They took over the government. Diego got wiped out along with Allende and a few other leaders. And then Guerrero mixed up with one other guy and helped him get elected to the presidency. And when the other guy started doing things bad, Guerrero had him shot, took over the government, and then initiated some reforms in what was called Mexico at that time. 1, he freed all the slaves. 2, he started a coin system. 3, he started public schools. And that was a black man. And that's how Mexico got its independence that you all celebrate as Cinco de Mayo. Y'all listen, I'm telling you out here, you got to be careful what you're celebrating and understand what you're celebrating. That was a black man that liberated. And when John Horse went in there, he knew that slaves were not permitted. And when slaveholders went in to raise more cotton into Texas, they ran into that law that had been passed, and you cannot have slaves on Mexican territory. Because this black guy had already passed a law saying slaves are free and it's illegal. So whites went in there to raise cotton and took those slaves. They said, well, we don't have any slaves with us. These are not slaves we're bringing in here. These are just black folk who are willing to work free for the rest of their lives. And so the government then, under the blacks down, they said, look, say, Santa Anna, you get your general and go up there and clean house. And so when Santa Anna started moving north and told the white slaveholders, you cannot own slaves in Texas. Then what the white slaves were, well, we're fighting for our freedom in Texas. We're fighting for our independence because we're going to take this little bit of land and break it away from it and say this is strictly for slaveholding and it's ours. And see, General Santa Anna went up there to say, no, you can't do that because what you don't know is a black man named Vincent Guerrero already passed a law saying that you cannot own slaves on our territory. And so the war with Alamo was not over trying to get independence for America or liberation for whites or freedom for whites in America. It was to keep and contain slavery on that property. Santa Anna came in and had a war. And he annihilated, wiped out all 200-something American soldiers in there, from Daniel Boone to David Crockett, Jim Boyd, all of them got wiped out. Okay? Wiped out. Totally wiped them out. Now our big hero is Santa Anna. General Santa Anna. Now, let me tell you about General Santa Anna. I see General Santa Anna coming in there, and on the way into there, and while the war, little fights going on, he hears about this fantastically beautiful black girl. Her name is Emily. Now, Emily is a beautiful girl. Okay? And Santa Anna wanted to spend a lot of time with her while he's fighting the Battle of the Alamo. When he sends somebody to get the girl, the mother tells the courier, you can't have my daughter, and he can't go to bed with her, sleep with her, unless he's married to her. So then General Santa Anna rigs up this thing to have one of his officers go by there and pretend somehow that he's going to have a wedding. And he's going to marry the girl. And he put on a phony wedding. And he keeps the girl with him a couple of weeks, pretending that he's married to her. While he's doing that, guess what happens? Sam Houston then has a chance to pull together the forces. So they march up there, and they catch Santa Anna in the bed. Santa Anna comes running out of the bedroom, no shoes on, just his underwear on, and they catch his army off guard and slaughter him. And wipe Santa Anna out because he's messing around with Emily. And as a result of that, the state of Texas honor Emily. See, they come out with this song called, you're right, A Yellow Rose of Texas. They say, this poor black girl, she put a hurt on him. And that becomes the state song from Texas. So the state song of Texas is The Yellow Rose of Texas. And nobody ever knew whether they put Emily up to keeping him contained while the army got together at the Alamo, or whether it was an accident. But either way, they honored her in history. The Yellow Rose of Texas. They never tell you that she was a black mulatto.